How do you know that your vibrational frequency is a constantly high level, that you are increasing your vibrational frequency? Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Doris Victoria, your soul empowerment coach. And as promised today, I want to talk to you about those powerful signs that you noticed and that you maybe noticed already several times last year or the year before, that show you that you have worked on letting go of old layers, heavy layers of old trauma, maybe ancient belief systems from your ancestors, from your childhood that no longer served you. How do you know that you have done this vibrational work? I'm going to share some signs today with you that are helping you to know where you are on your vibrational journey. First of all, Happy New Year to all of you. We are in the year 2026. I quickly want to talk about the energies. Last year was the year of the wooden snake. And just to remind you, a snake, when it's peeling off its old skin, and this is kind of like what's happening with us right now here on earth. We are letting go these old layers of trauma and heaviness and lower vibrational frequencies as we are ascending into that new awareness, the new consciousness. Can I say that as we are ascending into? It's rather a choice. I would even call it a choice. But look at the wooden snake when it is peeling off its old skin. The hardest part to peel off that old skin is around the head. The skin of a snake is sticking for some reason most permanent around the head. So you might often see a snake between two stones trying to shed the old skin around the head, which is the hardest to do. And I think this is a beautiful metaphor with us human beings, because our belief systems are ingrained in all our cells, in our entire cellular structure. So those old belief systems are sometimes the hardest to let go. And the snake is showing that to us, because while the rest of the body is rather easy to shed the old, around the head, it's the hardest. And now we are moving into the energy of the fire horse. 2026 is a fire horse year in the Chinese horoscope. And the horse is all about a powerful moving forward. And the fire horse is even more powerful because the fire burns the old. And then the horse, you can see it like Phoenix ascending out of the ashes. And this is the energy that many of us lightworkers feel here on earth. We feel like there is a lightening of that heaviness, all those things politically, economically that felt stuck in a way. Everything is lightening, and we're getting back to this new, how can I say, it's not new, it's an old awareness, but it is new to remember for us right now. So as we are moving into that fire horse year, here are some signs for you that you know you have let go of lots and lots of your past layers of darkness and trauma. First of all, the amount of food that your body is requiring will lower. It's been years now that I only eat 2 meals a day. I come from a family where 3 meals a day was substantial, it was important. I reduced it already 20 years ago when I started my breath work. And through my breath work, I started to really listen to my body. Breath work has this huge advantage that you get more and more connected to your body. Not only are you calming this vagus nerve or your parasympathetic nervous system, but it is also it is connecting you more to your physical body. And our bodies, dear ones, is our biggest tool. It's our most loyal friend here in this incarnation, because the body is never leaving us. And the body is here to communicate with us. So not only is the amount of food required lowering, you might also feel more compelled to eat vibrationally high vibrational food, organic, seasonal, local, love grown. Love grown is really the new organic, and I mean, foods that you were feeling good with in the past. Let's say you still had an addiction of, something like a client of mine. She loved croissants and those kind of sweet but very greasy pastry. She's not feeling like it anymore. Now, if she sees it, she tells me it's almost like she has to force her physical body to eat that stuff. So your body is communicating with you. It has always been communicating with you, but if your vibration is at a high level, you can now you can now hear your body. Because our bodies, the truth is, it's always communicating with us, and all we have to do, relearn or forget what we have been taught. We need to learn to listen again, because our body, as I said, is benevolent. It's our most loyal friend, and it's here for us, and it wants us to thrive. So it is talking to us all the time. Another thing is that you might naturally feel compelled to high vibrational, nutritious food. That maybe you keep your hands off anything sugary, anything that still contains. I mean, I have this awareness since 20 years ago. I remember I was in a supermarket with an American friend, and he became very, very impatient with me because I was turning around everything that I looked at to look at the ingredients. And I told him, well, I'm conscious and I'm conscious about what I'm eating. I want to make sure that I only give my body the best to eat. And he became impatient and he was like, well, it's not so bad. And I said, are you kidding me? There are things that even cause allergies. So additives in nutrition is a big subject. So you might become, if you haven't been like me already, highly sensitive to any chemicals in food, now really is the time that you will notice and you will change it. And you will keep your hands off anything industrialized made, and you will go for, like I do, fresh, organic, farmers market stuff. And as I said, love grown. Another symptom that you might feel now that it is showing you have left an old version of you behind and you're ready to keep, stable in this high vibrational frequency, is that your empathy is sharpening. Many of us light workers, including myself here on Earth, are already empaths. We have always been. I remember I could read the energy of my peers, of my parents, of my sisters in early childhood. I knew exactly when my sisters were playing, and I could tell that now they're going into conflict. So I had this kind of observational mode all the time. It was really interesting. And then it became really interesting to watch humanity. But what you will feel right now is really a heightened sensitivity level. You might look at the picture, and by looking at the picture of someone, you can read their energy. Or if someone is standing in front of you, you might even feel what they're going through. And the empathy is really increasing, because as Lemurians, as vibrationally old, as really galactic conscious beings that we once were here on Earth. And I'm going to talk about this a little bit at the end of this video. We are remembering now that we are all telepathically connected through our pineal gland. Of course, if the pineal gland is clean and you are doing the work to keep it clean, because everything is made to calcify it, fluoride in tap water or chemtrails, industrialized made food, The society is kind of like trying to calcify that pineal gland of ours that is our connection to our soul. And since it's the connection to our divinity, it's also connecting us to the divinity all around us. Not only other human beings, but also plants, animals, trees, and so on. So your empathy, your level of empathy is really sharpening. Dreams, dear ones, two things. Your sleep is getting deeper and you might fall asleep way faster than before. and your dreams become more lucid. I don't know if you know this feeling that you have this dream and it's almost like a guidance for your life, that you remember when you wake up in the morning. And maybe you haven't really been remembering your dreams before. Well, now this is something that is coming to your awareness as well. Dreams will be guidance. Another sign is you manifest much faster. Anything that you can think of right now, it will manifest in a finger snap almost. You know, the other day I was thinking about, oh, okay, this is running out, I need that. And then just later, and this is kind of hard to find, but just later that day, I walked by a store and I saw exactly that thing. And this is, you know, what I'm talking about, really fast manifestation. You think of something you need, you let it go, and boom, it appears in your physical environment. It's really funny and interesting to watch. Also, what you might notice is that, okay, how can I put that in words? If you have listened to spiritual teachings in the past and you haven't fully gotten them, or let's say you have watched one of your favorite movies and now you're watching it again, you are getting things now, or you might remember spiritual programs or spiritual teachings, or even something that I said in the past that you didn't fully, or let me say, it's not that you didn't fully understand it. You understood it in a way that you were able at that moment. You know, you understood it in a way that your vibrational frequency could grasp that concept. Well, now, dear ones, things will suddenly appear clear. And there's also a sense of joy and purpose that comes back in everything. It's almost like you're waking up in the morning and you're joyful, like dogs, like animals are. You're just like birds are. You're joyful and grateful for being alive. Things like these will appear. And you also have this kind of like this inner sense of purpose. My life has importance. There's a reason that I'm here and I can feel it now. And maybe I was never sure about that reason, but I know it now and I can feel it and I own it. And that is what gives you joy. This is what brings that joy of life, that gratitude back. Also, fear and insecurity will disappear. Why? Because you feel more connected to your divinity. And when we are remembering who we truly are, those powerful, divine, infinitely magnificent beings, we can really, I mean, we are creators, conscious creators, if we would just remember. So there's this sense of joy that is coming back into your experience, and the sense of purpose, and the sense that everything has meaning. And the more you remember that, the more secure you feel, the safer you feel here on earth. The more you remember your own divine nature, the safer you will feel. And the safer you will feel, the more fear and insecurities towards maybe certain people in your environment or in your life or situations will completely disappear. Another big sign is that you will keep away from drama. I mean, for me, it's now been 30 years that I've kept away from drama. How can I say? This is something that has never really been of interest to me, because I am kind of like a quick solution seeker. I'm not well in situations where there is a long back and forth and we're not coming to an end, and every time a solution is found, another problem is found at the same time. I'm not this kind of person, but you will feel in your life, in your experience now as well, the drama, television, anything that is drama-full is no longer yours. You will walk away from it, even though in your family, you know, you might try to help, but if you feel like those people are just comfortable in it and they want to go on, you might step away, and that's completely fine. And that is normal for those whose vibrational frequency is high, because obviously where there's drama, there is still low vibration. Otherwise, solutions are being negotiated about. You know, you will talk about things, you will talk about things with a positive attitude, and both sides will come from a place that they are seeking reunification through a solution that works for both parties. And that can go really fast. And we will see that, I believe, in economics and politics everywhere. So as promised, I quickly wanted to talk about, I wanted to leave you with something today that is really, really powerful, and it has empowered many of my clients, it has empowered me, and I want you to feel empowered as well. Scientists now for many, many years have been seeking the truth about us human beings. And what is now proven is that we are not stemming from the apes. The Darwin theory was okay, it was right. I mean, Darwin's theory comes from, it dates back to 1859. We are 160 years, in a more 170 years almost, you know, we have overhauled this old kind of like ancient teachings. And what has been found by scientists in, you know, in the truth of our genes, the truth of our DNA, is that we are galactic beings that appeared here on Earth 200,000 years ago, all of a sudden, like this. And we, as we are galactic beings, as we are coming from an intentional, loving source that placed us here, the Earth being our playground, we, all of us, were coming with a code. And what they also found out, those scientists, is that those codes were not only placed in our DNA, but in all sacred life forms. All human beings, all sacred life forms here on Earth. It is amazing. And they decoded that message. And the message is this: God eternal in the body. So that's what I want to leave you today. If you repeat those words for you over and over again, as you are asking yourself this question, this is one of my favorite questions for years. And those of you who have been following me, you know that my two favorite questions were always, who am I? Who am I beyond my name, beyond my gender, beyond my title, beyond my culture, beyond my religion, my habits? Who am I? And the second question is, why am I here? So as you are questioning this, maybe in your life now, or maybe you have already been questioning this, repeat those words for you. I am God eternal in my body. I am God eternal in this body. And you will see what happens. Okay, dear ones, this is my message. This is the message from my heart to you today. Have an amazing 2026. We are still in the shift. Actually, last year was a powerful end of the struggles of that shift. Last year was a 9-year, this year is a 1 year. And one are not only new beginnings, but 2026 is all about revitalizing our bodies, revitalizing our divine nature, remembering this divine nature, and then acting and living more from this divine nature than from what we have been taught. All these old teachings, it is time that we forget them, and that all we remember is that I am God in my body, right here, right now, and always. And I have another powerful mantra that I want to share with you. I am wonderful. Things are perfect as they are, getting better every day. I am wonderful. Things are perfect as they are. They're getting better every day. All right, my dear, I hope this was helping you. Please let me know in the chat what you're taking away from today's video. What has touched you the most? Is there anything that you are interested in me talking more about? Just let me know. Thank you for all my new subscribers. It is such a pleasure to have you here. Thank you for supporting consciousness on planet Earth. Lots of love and light. Namaste.